Yo guys, and welcome to Gen Scorpio. And this episode is called The Apology. And it's the same episode as the last one. So what's up with that? Well, to be frankly honest, it is about me apologizing for being triggered about education. Because I was watching how some politicians were starting a new political party today. And I was like, oh, I want to do that too. But the way they was talking, it was controlled anger. So I started to question how I came off on the video, because I watched the replay of myself and I was like, damn, that dude looks insane. And to be honest, maybe I was insane, but I think it's important to be able to reflect on yourself and make changes. For instance, my beard was... I look like a Lazaroon, like I was homeless. So that was kind of weird. So I had a shave. Much better, I think. And also, like, the way I was talking, it was so... I was just screaming at the microphone. And that's just as bad as those that are triggered in the Facebook comments. You know who I'm talking about. Those people that are like, oh, you shouldn't do this because that. And Gen Scorpio isn't about... I don't wanna represent my generation by being a loud voice pointing out problems, because it's easy to recognize that there are problems in society, and I don't think we necessarily need to point them out. At least not how I did it. And I want to apologize for that, because it was not mature and it was not something I can accept from myself. So I'm gonna start to talk more slowly, more defined, clearly, make it more pleasant to listen to, I guess, because I didn't enjoy listening to it. And the music was way too loud. I'm not sure how the music is now. Maybe I can lower it a little bit, like that. Like, when we talk about education, yes, sure, I can call it slavery. It's not the same slavery as the slaves at cotton farms. It's a slavery in the sense that somebody are controlled and they have a choice that is not a choice. It's like, it's a forced choice because there's no option. So you could say, oh, humans have free will. But if there are no options to do other than option A, you can't say we have free will, because we only have will to choose one option. And that's not free will for me. I know people define free will differently, so you would have your own conclusion, I guess. So that doesn't bother me. So I got tricked by the Jupiter retrograde, because Jupiter is retrograde in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is knowledge. And I guess he was kind of baiting me, because it's like, go back to what you believed before and look at it and see if you still believe it. And I still believe it, but I don't need to express myself like that. I want to be a motivational, inspirational, transformational leader. And I can't be that if I'm saying like, this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong and this is wrong. It's just... It's no point. Like, I'm trying to convince people, and I'm not in the business to fix broken people. I'm in the business to improve what is already working. And I think that's important to think about. Because I and so many other people are guilty of giving unsolicited advice. Like, you know, that friend who always fucks up their life. And then you try to kind of subtle hint it to them. And when they don't listen, you get angry. So you start to get angry at them. And then you realize that they get angry at you. And then you are fighting. When rather you could ask. I think it's a mistake many people do in sales. And I think we could implement it overall in society in general. The best salespeople, they ask questions and listens. If I want to help you, I shouldn't give you the solution I think will help you. I should ask what you are struggling with. And then give you a solution that you will understand. Because I could give you the best solution. But if you can't understand it, it's worthless. And that's why language is so important. Think about how wars are fought in the world. A good friend of mine said that suicide bombers are bombing themselves because in their belief system, if you kill yourself with a suicide bomb, you are actually gonna be providing your family security after you're gone. And that was like, what? They don't do it to kill? Of course they look at us as the enemy, but why are we the enemy? Have we ever asked ourselves that question? I think it's so easy to point to terrorism and say that, oh, you're the enemy. But if you're the enemy, I'm probably your enemy. And why am I your enemy? I should ask about that. Don't you agree? So, why are we the enemy? Is it because they don't understand what we believe in? Possibly. Is it because we have taken something that are theirs? Maybe. Like when the US went into Iraq, there were rumors about they going in for oil. Sounds like a reason to go to war for mine. So, I'm not accusing United States of anything. But hey, read between the lines. There's got to be some other motives than, oh, we're gonna go to war against the whole country because we are looking for one guy with a gun. Really? One guy? And also, Bin Laden was a former CIA agent. I heard something about he went to school, same school as Bush. And like, seriously, can CIA keep control of their own agents? I'm not sure what I want to believe about terrorism. I think people use terrorism wrong. Because there's no default explanation for what terrorism is. Terrorism, by the definition of the dictionary on Google and stuff, says that it's an act to gain a political advantage in terms of using violence or fear. And so many terrorist attacks in the world are just killing. It's not political advantage at all. Maybe it's political disadvantage, actually. So I think that terrorism are mostly created to create fear, because when fear hits us, we go to the government like, "Daddy, please help us." Like, countries in the world today have daddy issues. They're using, like, just look at what people are doing with Trump in the US. Some people are like, "Oh, I wanted Obama to help me, but now I got Trump." It's like, I wanted my daddy to help me, but he didn't have time, so now my stepdaddy is coming to help me. But I don't like my stepdaddy, so I wanna go against my stepdaddy. That's like most of the US right now. Trump is your stepdaddy and you are angry at your stepdaddy for removing your daddy, which was Obama. Like, seriously, get a grip, guys. It's pathetic to look at. And I'm saying that with lovable affection. It's not something hate. I don't believe in hate. I believe in love, unconditional harmony, respect, honor, and not chivalry, because chivalry is anti-equality. And yeah, mutual respect, honor, and virtue. So this is my apology, and also look on terrorism. I don't know how that happened, but I think it's important to say whatever comes out. So what can we do with schools? Because education has so many problems, and blaming the teachers isn't a problem. Because teachers are just doing what the government say they should do. So instead of blaming the teachers, we should change the government. Or at least change the system. Because that's what we aim to do. We need to change the system. Most people in the world are just following a system. Change the system and people change. Just saying again, look at Trump. So many people changed. Like, as long as Bush and Obama was president, people just blindly followed the president because they thought that, oh, my daddy or the president knows, the president is protecting me. But now, when it's suddenly your stepdaddy or Trump in charge, people are like blatantly discriminating him. They are just disrespectful towards a US president. Think about that. Like, if you would do that in North Korea, you'd probably get killed. Let's face it. And probably in Russia as well. I'm not sure about Russians, but I've heard lots of stories about different presidents in Russia. I don't believe Putin is the worst. I think he's a genius. He's a mastermind. I think he's just enjoying seeing how Trump is devouring America and how China is going after US and how the EU is going against UK. I think it must be amazing to be Putin right now. Like, all the other countries are fighting. It's like he is the kid that is first in line to get food at the cafeteria, and all the other kids are fighting of the leftovers, or of the spot in the queue to get Tilda food. So yeah, I think that we as a generation has to be more... Let me change that. We as a generation has to be more concrete. Stop pointing at problems, focus on solutions. Like, it's about law of attraction. If you focus on the problems, you will see problems. And if we start to focus on solutions, we will see solutions. As I mentioned before, I've been in sales. And I saw insane amount of solutions of potential sales on the screens of other employees. Just to be frankly honest. We were in a course room and a classroom for coursing, and they pulled up a customer window and they said, "How many potential sales do you see?" And some people were raising their arm and say, "I can see this, this and this, like 3 sales." And then I'm like, "I wanna say," and then they ask me, and I'm saying, "I can see 55 sales." And they're like, "What? 55 sales? Are you crazy? No, you just bundle all the sales. Give a total price. And then you let the customer know that he or she is extremely lucky. And of course, nothing bad or any deceptive. Like, the customer is informed, the customer is... he is accepting it. And he is aware. That's the most important. If people don't know what they buy, they won't buy again. They won't come again. So, how can we fix school? I honestly don't think we can fix school. I don't think we should fix school. I think we should fix the values of society. And when our values are reflecting what mission and purpose we have here on Earth, and what mission and what statement we want to portray for the future of our grandkids and children, we will find a way to create new systems. Maybe school isn't the future. Maybe we aren't the future. But unless we change the values of what we are experiencing right now, we can't convince anyone to change. We shouldn't convince anyone to change. We should show them a better solution and let them decide. This is a hamburger. If you eat it, animals die and you might get cancer. This is a fish. It's fish, but it's no meat, except fish meat, if you count that as meat. I don't. And it won't necessarily give you cancer, probably. I'm not sure. I'm not a nutritionist expert. Like, just show people the alternative. The world isn't black and white. The world is colorful. And we, as a generation, are more global and integrated than more than ever. The reason we have racism in the world is because we are afraid. Like, what is racism? It's this discrimination against race. Why do we discriminate against race, it's only skin color. Because we're afraid. What are we afraid of? Maybe lose our possession. Maybe we're afraid of the rumors we heard about other people's skin color. Maybe we are afraid of losing our nationality or what we stand for. Maybe we are afraid of losing our values. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't focus on understanding each other. And that is my apology to you guys. Because I didn't understand society. I didn't understand myself. And even though this is just a couple of hours later, and I will probably delete the other video, I think this is important milestone for me, personally, professionally, and hopefully you learned something as well. I certainly did. Thank you, Jupiter. Thank you for changing my mind. Now, let's change the values of the world and create a better future for mankind all over the world. Thank you, my name is Spellsync. This is Gen Scorpio episode 4. And you are watching Gen Scorpio.